started, and now after the president assented that particular bill into law, what it means to you and to many other Kenyans or millions of Kenyans across the country, and of course its implications starting on the 1st of July this year. Now, the bill, of course, underwent the first reading. I'll just take you through it in slides. And of course, the bill underwent the first reading. And of course, this is where deliberations are made. Of course, the filing of the report by the committee. In this particular stage of that proposal, by the way, MPs, of course, can make proposals, or rather can propose amendments on various things on the particular bill. After that, the bill goes to the second reading, which the legislators now get to debate about the proposals in that particular bill. And remember, the second reading actually happened after the Finance Committee did conduct public participations. And just so you know, 176 members of parliament voted in support of that particular bill. And of course, 81 rejected that particular bill. By the way, just so you know, the chairperson of that particular committee, Molo MP Kimani Kuria, said that they got over 1,150 submissions that were, written, over 223 oral submissions. And of course, 12 acts of parliament were as well amended. Now, after the second stage, that particular bill goes into the committee stage. This is where, by the way, legislators in the National Assembly get to vote on particular clauses. They vote on amendments which, are contentious. You remember very well, one of the key amendments or clauses that the legislators, especially those from the Azimio One Kenya team, were lamenting about is the 8% increase on value-added tax. Now, after the committee stage, the fourth stage is, of course, third reading and the final vote before the presidential assent. That is what happened today morning, where President William Ruto, of course, assented the bill into law at State House, Nairobi, meaning that that particular, of course, bill, which is now law, will take effect on the 1st of July this year. Now, I want us to, of course, go into another slide, our slide number 3, which, of course, is concerning the implications of the Finance Bill 2023. Of course, from this particular bill, the government is set to gain at least 311 billion more from the current financial year. Remember very well, Dr. William Ruto has been very vocal about funding development projects in the country using tax as opposed to borrowing. And like you can see here, the government will, of course, get an extra 311 billion shillings from the finance bill. Now, there were contentious issues and contentious proposals into the bill, which is now law. And one of them was the housing levy. And by the way, in the beginning, the housing levy proposal was that 3% would be deducted from the employee, and the employers would make a 3% contribution to the housing levy. Later on, after, of course, deliberations here and there, the proposal was reduced from 3% to 1.5%. Now, what does that mean? If you earn 10,000 shillings, then you'll be contributing 150 shillings a month to the housing levy. Those who are earning around 50,000 will be contributing 750 shillings per month into the levy. Those earning 100,000 shillings will be contributing 1,500 shillings. And of course, those earning 500,000 shillings will be contributing 7,500 into the housing levy. And by the way, the government expects to, of course, gain or get at least 73 billion contributions from this particular levy. Remember, President William Ruto has been vocal about construction of affordable houses. And yet again, he said the biggest aim of this particular project is as well to create employment for the youth in this country. So apart from the construction of houses as well, this is a platform for the creation of employment, a move or other sentiments that have been echoed by his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, and of course, even the chairperson of this, the Finance Planning Committee, that is Molo MP Kimani Kuria. Now, this was one of the contentious proposals that is now law, and starting at the end of July, that is next month, each and every Kenyan in this particular bracket from 10,000 going upwards will have to part way with 1.5%. Remember, this particular proposal was capped at 2,500, but after it was reduced from 3% to 1.5%, it has not been capped. You will now contribute according to what you earn at the end of the month. Now, that aside, I want us to move to our next slide, which is on the VAT on petroleum products. Remember, the VAT on petroleum products has been increased from 8% to 16%. Now, what does that mean to you? Now, on that particular proposal, like you can see here, the VAT on fuel, the new law is now means that 16%, the new, of course, tax that is on VAT on petroleum products is 16%, as a rise of 8% from the previous one, which was 8%. There's the railway development levy, which was reduced from 2.5% to the current one, which is at 1.5%. As well, there's the import declaration fee that was also reduced by 1%. And you can see here a reduction of 1% from 3.5% to 2.5%. Now, last month, and that leads us to our next slide. This month, on the 14th, and of course, it started on the 15th of this particular month, the EPRA, of course, released the new prices for petroleum products in the country. And of course, I don't know if you have that particular slide. Petrol currently in the market costs around 182 shillings a litre. Of course, that was reduced by around 0.66 shillings. Diesel now costs around 167 shillings. That was reduced by around 1.12 shillings. As well, kerosene now costs around 100. At the moment, a litre of kerosene costs around 161 shillings.